Wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. Back with another crazy episode, TGI Friday. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter, are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good.
Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, baby. Giving you these thoughts, views, and opinions, making sure backsides covered, no diddy. Shout out to the Wake and Bakers and the Coffee Crew. From YouTube to Spotify, I love all my subscribers. Can't forget about the trolls in the comments. Thank you for putting extra eyes on the content. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in.
What is going on? Roll call. Announce your city, y'all. I need every city that's in the building with me right now. Let me know what city we got. I see we got C Tuck, Desi, RX, Enoch, Tabitha. What's up? Grandma Kathy, what's up? Grandma Kathy say hey. Felicia, what's going on? Hey, Laura. Where you been at, Laura? Missed you, Laura. What we got going on here? I got some fan mail. Before I forget, let me read this fan mail. It's a lot of craziness going on with this Epstein stuff. It's unbelievable, man. What we got? Okay, New York, Maho. What is that? Mahopac, New York. Great win last night. Great win last night. Let's go to the fan mail. Fan mail. This is from Paris. It says hello, it's Paris. I've written it once before. I don't get to catch your live, which I hate now that I stand corrected on your purpose and like it. But I'm now locked in, and I was listening to Tuesday's show concerning the 300 high profile list, and I wish that I could chime in at that time and say, this is how we as a people should be made aware that our presidential parties and governmental parties aren't what they lead us to believe, due to the fact that they tear away at each other's characters in front of us to divide us and to get our votes and give us reason to hate one another. But yet they come together to hurt our kids, women, and men in sexual content, all while holding down secrecy as a group. but can't consummate that same oath to our country. I find that very disturbing. A list full of past and present presidents, Republicans, and Democratic parties all joined together on one island where they appear to get along just fine for the common wrongdoing, united in sin and divided in justice. Make that make sense. Thank you so much, Paris. That's why, y'all, one thing about it, I love the community that we have here. Bunch of bright people that really give a fuck about what's going on out here. And I agree totally with Paris. And that's kind of like the point that I've been making for quite some time now, which is why, like I said, and let me preface this by saying, if you are a Democrat or a Republican, it's all good. I just prefer to be an independent because I don't trust either side. And that's from this, what this listener right here, Paris, said. This is my point. Why is it that these motherfuckers, excuse my language, but you know this is no filter. Why is it that in front of us, they bicker, argue, and say things continuously to get our vote and to keep us arguing and at odds with each other? But at the same time, when we dive into these Epstein files, we see all these jokers is all together. They ain't telling on each other. If the Democrats was really totally going against the Republicans in all ways and vice versa, wouldn't they say, hey, y'all, I see a lot of Republicans or I see politicians at this island doing freaky things with underage people we need to get rid of? They don't say that. They keep their mouths shut. And they have fun and they laughing. They probably laughing at us while they getting together to do the next evil, whatever the next evil thing they got up their sleeve, violating women and children and some men. They laughing at us as we argue and bitch with each other, and the joke's on us. It's not just Republicans on this list. It's not just Democrats on this list. It's everybody on this list. It's one big party, and we ain't invited. But not only are we not invited, they make sure that we keep arguing with each other. I say something about Trump, I got motherfuckers arguing with me. I'm here for the people. What you arguing with me for? Just because we have a difference of opinion. I say something about the Democrats or Biden or Kamala. I got people coming at me, yelling at me. I ain't violated one kid. I haven't hurt one American. All I do is stand up for us. But these politicians, they got this fucking game so down pat that they know how to play with kids, violate women, all behind the scenes, while they all together, Democrats and Republicans and everybody. And then what they show us, they make sure they keep doing shit to make sure we arguing with each other. But we ain't hurting no kids. We're not doing none of that, but we will come at each other with more anger. Then we come up with these politicians and these celebrities and elites who are caught up in the most horrific crime that you could be caught up in. And that is what gets on my nerves. It's all one big family, one big show, one big party, and we not invited. And that's what my platform has been about from the beginning, is bringing people together who don't judge people. Look, you can have your political party. I don't have no problem with that. To each his own. But at the end of the day, if we arguing and we coming at each other viciously, we stupid. We don't got no fucking. It's the politicians doing this shit. We ain't on the Epstein files. Why are we arguing with each other and dogging each other out while we let these motherfuckers get away with murder? So I really like what Paris, one of our longtime listeners, I really like what they said. I totally agree. Um, it's amazing how all these mofos could be on this Epstein list and in these files together. And when you see the emails, you realize they all get along. Them battling and going back and forth with each other, that's all for show. That's all to make sure we keep arguing with each other. And that's all to make sure that we keep bickering. Divide and conquer, the oldest trick in the book, and we falling for it. But as long as my platform is going and as long as I have a voice, my community, we're not falling for that shit. I may give you my opinion, but I'm not arguing with those common people. I might not agree with you on every topic, but that don't mean I'm gonna be arguing with you and vicious and attacking you and wasting my energy on the people when the people ain't the problem. People over politicians is my motto. And that's the motto of this community. Now, there are some good ones. There are some good ones. But it's far and few. It's far, few, and far in between. So let's go into everybody's starting to ask the question that we've been asking on here. When Epstein files fallout takes down elite figures in Europe, while the U.S. reckoning has been muted. Epstein files fallout takes down elite figures in Europe, while U.S. reckoning is muted. The contrast is striking. In Europe, some people, this comes from NPR article. The contrast is striking. In Europe, some people whose name come up in the Epstein files are facing consequences, but in the US, not so much. European royals, government officials, politicians, and others are losing jobs and titles over their connection to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. European law enforcement agencies are opening investigations based on recent troves of documents released by the U.S. government. Prominent Americans with apparent ties to Jeffrey Epstein, including President Trump and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, have so far largely kept their positions of power. Epstein also, let me stop right there. We ain't had one person that resigned. We haven't had one person of power be held accountable in any kind of way, as millions and millions and millions of documents are being released. We sitting back and watching Europe get busy. We watching Europe get busy. Europe arresting and forcing people to resign left and right. We see former Prince Prince Andrew, we're going to get into him a little later. His ass grass. If Prince Andrew was in America and he was an American politician, wouldn't shit be happening to him right now. He'd be running around twiddling his thumbs like the rest of these politicians in America who names coming up in this list and ain't nothing happening to him. But since Prince Andrew is over there, overseas, his ass grass. I wish the U.S. would take notes. The contrast of how this is being handled is striking. Epstein also associated with Democratic politicians and academics, including former President Bill Clinton. While appearing in the Epstein files is not necessarily proof of wrongdoing, for Europeans, it's been very humiliating to see their rich and famous hobnobbing with Epstein, a fake American billionaire, a convicted sex trafficker of minors. And this was said by Richard Painter, a professor at the University of Minnesota Law School who served as the chief ethics lawyer to President George Bush. But in the U.S., Painter says the connection between money and politics can shield some of those named in the files. You've got all this massive amount of money in politics, so the billionaire class is definitely going to want to be protected, he said. So they want to protect these. It all goes back to money. They're trying to protect the money. And with them trying to protect the money, they're protecting filth. Filth. And like Jenna Bun said, hey, Jenna Bun, I never seen you unless you change your name. I like the glasses and like the profile pic. Let's get it. So Jenna Bun, it's terrible because this involves crimes against minors. Like, oh my, and that is my other point. People forget this is crimes against minors. We got horrific crimes against minors. And we got these politicians, elites, and celebrities walking around here like they shit don't stink. Walking around here free as a bird while minors were violated. And it's been proven. This ain't no allegedly. This is absolutely. So you got allegedly and you got absolutely. Epstein, we know this stuff went down. Yet they get to run around and hobnob and act like they shit don't stink and get mad at us because we keep talking about it. Like we supposed to shut the hell up. Well, on the Flow Show No Filter podcast, we're not going to ever shut the hell up. I'm not going to shut the hell up, and my community not going to shut the hell up. It's disgusting, it's despicable, and it's embarrassing. This ain't money laundering. This ain't tax evasion. This ain't some white collar crime. This is sexual crimes against minors. If you don't step up for that, then what the fuck do you step up for? If you don't stand up for children being sexually violated, then what the hell are you here for? Get out of the way and let people who give a fuck stand in front. Sometimes, as much as I don't like politics, sometimes I feel like I would want to run for president or for something in the political world so I could get inside that bitch and shake it up. They'd probably kill my ass. They'd probably silence me day one because I'm coming in blazing. But sometimes I still, whether it's dangerous or not, sometimes I want to get involved in politics. Show people how it can be done. Like the people act like being a good person, you can't win. Like, why you gotta be a low down, dirty scoundrel to be a good politician in this world? Why you can't just be just good at your job? You gotta be shady. And I'm tired of the diversion tactics. Now Trump talking about releasing alien files. I don't give a fuck about aliens. Wrong files, Trump. And that's the game they play with us. They know all we care about is the Epstein files and people being held accountable. And you talking about you about to release some alien file shit. We don't care about no damn aliens. Matter of fact, I'm more afraid of these politics and these elites. I'm more worried about what they gonna do. I'm not even scared of no damn aliens. I wish the aliens would come down here and hold these pedophiles accountable. Because I got a feeling that if aliens did come, they ain't coming for me and you. I got a feeling that if aliens came, they would go straight for them fucking pedophiles. They would come right down here to earth and say, take me to your pedophiles. And I'll point their ass right in the right direction. Swing a left, hit a right, and you're gonna see these politicians. And then check these files out. You see all the names in here, go ahead and hold their ass accountable. Trump, we don't care about no alien files right now. All we care about is these Epstein files, and y'all not gonna hit us with no distraction tactics. If y'all ain't showed us shit about an alien so far, then we don't need to know about it now. Why the hell we worried about some shit that's billions and billions of light years away when we can't even get control of what the hell we got going on? We got aliens right here. They call pedophiles. What we gonna do about these aliens? Fuck some aliens in a whole nother universe. It just feels like all the distraction. Creepy little beach. Hope you got your hall pass coming in late. Creepy little beach. Hope you got your hall pass coming in late. Have a seat. Don't disturb the rest of the students. You tardy. Desi says another diversion. Another diversion. Who the hell cares about aliens at a time like this? In a time like this, who gives a shit about aliens? Not me. But that's what they're trying to have us focus on. The damn aliens. So let's get back into this article. Shit. Neither the White House nor the Department of Commerce have responded to a request for comment. But in the U.S., Painter says the connection between money and politics can shield some of those named in the files. You've got all the massive amount of money in politics. So billionaire class is definitely going to want to be protected. In the UK, former Prince Andrew was stripped of his royal titles and forced to move out of the royal estate. That was over the claims that Andrew Windsor, as he is known, had sex with teenage girls, which he has denied during his visits with Epstein. These guys are a bunch of fucking pervert, predator bitches. In that order. Now, with the latest release of the files, the former prince faces an investigation by British police over claims he shared confidential trade information with Epstein in 2010. King Charles III, Andrew's brother, is ready to support investigators, Buckingham Palace said in a statement. Now, when did King Charles become so high and mighty? King Charles talking a lot of shit right now, and I feel like he got some skeletons in his damn closet. Can y'all let me know in the chat, am I tripping? Or is King Charles, as much as he's saying he want to support the law and he gonna cooperate, I think his hands dirty. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think King James, I don't think King Charles, I don't think he the one, he needs to be the one standing on his high horse right now. He better tread fucking lightly. And on a side note, y'all, let me just tell y'all something. Do y'all know, I don't know why, but when Prince Diana was in that accident, and I know somebody took her out. That was not a real accident. They did something to that girl. I don't know why. I didn't even know Prince Diana that well, but that was that was a very emotional death for me. I don't even know why. Like I knew, like my mom loved Prince Diana and my granny did. And I knew a little bit about her that she helped. Like she was a person that kind of like, even though she was a part of royalty, she was a very like grounded person from what I know. But I didn't know a lot about her. But for some reason, when she was in that accident and died, that shit hit me. That shit hit me hard. And I don't even know, like I said, I don't know if that's just because she was a special person like that. But to this day, if I catch like a documentary or a clip that's talking about the accident and how she died and stuff like that, I'll watch it almost every time. So just a side note, I just wanted to throw that out there because all my life I've always wondered why. I mean, I know she's a good person, but why her death is up there with some of the most impactful celebrity or well-known people deaths that have ever impacted me. She's definitely top 5, I would say, in my world. So, and then when you see how shady this world is, even the royal family, King Charles, and Prince Andrew, you really think about, man, they killed Princess Diana. And I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but I just wanted to put, in my opinion, Prince Diana was killed. In my opinion. I don't think that was no legitimate accident. I think they took her up out of here. Anyway, so King Charles, don't be on your high horse too much, man. I could read between the lines. You trying to act like you ain't got nothing to worry about. I hope the British authorities start digging into everybody's stuff, to be honest, because I hate when somebody tries to act like they're innocent. and throwing everybody else under the bus. Nah, King Charles. Let's see. Let me go to the chat because y'all be having some information. Desi said Princess Diana was not one of them. And Portia said that's why I'm always open. Some people saying King Charles is shady, and then some people like Portia say I think you got the wrong idea about Charles though. I feel like the rest of the royal family dislike Andrew. So we always, hey, look, we'll see as the stuff come out. Innocent until proven guilty is the name of the game. So I just feel like Charles got some skeletons in his closet. We shall see though. So thank you for chiming in, Portia. Thank you, thank you. Miss Sweet Tooth says, well, he did have things change so he could marry his current wife in the church because she was a divorcee. Yeah, so we will see. One thing about it, Prince Andrew is looking at life as far as what I'm seeing. And so he might be spilling some serious beans sooner or later. So let's continue the article. Others in the UK have faced consequences not for allegations of sexual misconduct, but for being too friendly with Epstein. Just being, hey, look, Epstein was so shady. Just being his damn friend is a crime at this point, as far as I'm concerned. Epstein was the devil in human form. Peter Mandelson, a prominent Labour Party figure and Britain's ambassador to the U.S., was stripped of his position in September and resigned from the House of Lords earlier this month. He now faces a criminal investigation after new files suggest he received payments from Epstein and shared government documents. For a while, Prime Minister Keir Starmer faced calls to step down over his continued support for Mendelsohn. Starmer earlier this month apologized to Epstein's victims. None of us knew the depth of darkness of that relationship, he said, of Mendelssohn's ties to Epstein. In countries such as Britain, leaders are more vulnerable to calls to resign from political opponents or even members of their own party, Painter noted. Ultimately, the parliament calls the shots, and then the members of the legislature are vulnerable to be voted down in the next election. There's more accountability to the public. And it says here, Trump is somewhat insulated from political pressure. President Trump was a longtime friend of Epstein's and appears frequently in the released documents. Trump and the White House have both consistently denied any wrongdoing. Still, because he is in his second term and is constitutionally prohibited from running for re-election, he is shielded from some accountability. Lutnick, Trump's billionaire commerce secretary, previously said he had very limited interactions with Epstein. But this week at a Senate hearing, he acknowledged that he and his family traveled to Epstein's private island in 2012. Y'all, let me take a break. Epstein's private island. The craziest thing just hit me, y'all. As shady, corrupt, nasty, trifling, perverted, predatorial, whatever word you want to use, it just hit me that everybody shouldn't be allowed to have a private island. Can you imagine? And I don't even want to imagine, but just imagine how deep this rabbit hole goes. Because imagine the ridiculousness that went on. And you're on a private island with a bunch of predators. A private island. You all the way on an island. Thank you, Miss Sweet Tooth. A private island. So this guy runs the whole island. So he absolutely was not worried about any accountability. He taking these children and these women and shipping them off all the way on a private island to do God knows what. And I don't like it. But I know it's weird, but it just, when I just read that paragraph, right? And, I hear Epstein's Island, and it's just like you just get to just saying these words and phrases and sentences, and it's so horrific, you don't have time to really dissect what you even saying. And it really just hit me how dangerous and how horrible it had to be stuck on a private island with people like Weinstein and Epstein. You're not even in the you're not even in the US, meaning like you're not even in the city, or you're not even in the, you're on a private island. The sad part is what's in these Epstein files. When you really think about a nasty bastard like Epstein and the rest of his cronies, when you just think about them being on a private island, they didn't care about, they weren't worried about any accountability. Disgusting. Like Denise said, private islands, private jets. You're totally under the predator's control. That is sickening. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. It's frightening. Like I said, I've never, and I'm just, y'all know I'm very transparent, no filter. I just give it to you right as it comes in my head. And I've been saying Epstein Island, and it just hit me. This is literally a private predator island that you're being brought to with a private plane. Once you get over there, you don't have any, you don't know what happened to people over there. And at least, which guy you talking about that gave Epstein hundreds of millions of dollars? What's the name of, what's his name? Or if anybody in the chat knows who at least is talking about, let me know the name, because it might be somebody that we're about to talk about. Lex Wexner. Okay, yeah. I already look. Okay, if it's Lex Wexner, we already about to get into Lex Wexner. I figured that's who you were talking about. I already have a article on Lex Wexner, Les Wexner ready to go. But like Jen said, it's some dark stuff going on, man. Like I said, private islands, private planes, and a bunch of perverts. That's a recipe for disaster, man. And it's just crazy how, And then the more you think about it, it just pisses you off even more that there are people that are trying to defend these politicians behind this shit. And it's like, do y'all realize these children and these underage women were on a private island far, far, far away from any help? Who knows what happened to these people over there? Shit, I bet you can't even call the fucking police. You're on a private island, I don't even think you can call for help. And you got to depend on these people to get back home. So who knows what they made them do? Think about it. You can't even get back home on your own. You stuck out there with Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein and the rest of the Steins. Unbelievable. Painter also criticized Attorney General Pam Bondi for selectively releasing parts of the Epstein files despite bipartisan legislation passed by Congress, which orders a full release of the documents. So now they say Pam Bondi was selectively releasing shit, cherry picking. Remind you, this is about minors. Why are we cherry picking? What are we hiding? Who are we hiding? In her opening remarks at a contentious House Judiciary Committee hearing on Wednesday, Bondi said she was deeply sorry for what any victim had gone through, but she avoided apologizing directly to several of Epstein's victims in the committee room. Painter questioned whether the administration is releasing files that only implicate Democrats while shielding Republicans. Epstein knew Trump, a neighbor in Palm Beach, but Trump says they had a falling out before Epstein's conviction for sex trafficking. A few Americans have lost positions of power. Larry Summers, a former Treasury Secretary during the Clinton administration and chief economic advisor to President Obama, stepped away from his teaching position at Harvard. Brad Karp resigned as chair of the prestigious law firm Paul Weiss, and Catherine, top lawyer at Goldman Sachs, announced that she'll resign from her job at the end of June. Consequences spread across Europe. France's former culture minister Jack Lang resigned as head of Paris Cultural Center after the French Foreign Ministry sought to question him about his ties to Epstein. We got former Norwegian prime minister was charged with gross corruption after revelations that Epstein left $10 million in his will to her children. And that's Mona Jewel. Mona Jewel resigned as Norway's ambassador to Jordan. The Epstein scandal has also hit the country's royal family. Norwegian Crown Princess Mette-Marit, the wife of Crown Prince Haakon, apologized after documents show she vacationed in an Epstein property in Palm Beach. Everybody was just kicking it with Epstein. But we even got somebody in my backyard whose ass is grass right now. And it's a name that one of our listeners, one of our viewers, at least brought up, and I already had it loaded up as a topic for the day. The Ohio State students, healthcare workers demand removal of Les Wexner's name from the campus. This is from ABC News, Channel 6. Y'all know I'm an Ohio State, Cleveland, Ohio State fan. Buckeyes, go Buckeyes. Matter of fact, C-Tuck, I saw earlier in the chat, Said great win by the Cavs. Damn Skippy. Shout out to my Cavs. Anyway, the Ohio State healthcare workers want Les Wexner to kick rocks in flip-flops with no socks. And I like it. There are calls to remove Lex. This is a fucking tongue twister, y'all. Don't try to say Les Wexner name 30 times at 8:30 in the morning. It is a fucking tongue twister. Les Wexner's name. There are calls to remove his name from the Ohio State campus facilities, including the medical center. Wexner's name is throughout campus on the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, the Wexner Center for the Arts, buses, street signs, and more. I'm not very surprised about it, but it does make me really uncomfortable, said one OSU graduate student. Definitely sad and also disappointed, said another OSU student. Several students told ABC 6 and Fox 28 that they want Wexner's name removed from campus due to allegations about his involvement with convicted sex offender and his former finance manager, Jeffrey Epstein. Wexner continues to deny any wrongdoing or knowledge of Epstein's criminal activity when the two had contact. Bullshit. I'm tired of these billionaires, millionaires acting like they didn't know shit. Les Wexner. Nobody forks over millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars and not know what the hell going on with the person you handing your money over to. Les has been on that island. But let's continue. Many people on OSU think the best option is to just remove his name from everything. To think of like so many women and children that were victims in that situation, and then to have someone, a big name like Wexner, to have them tied to that, that makes me really uncomfortable. The concerns do not stop with students. Nurses and healthcare workers are also calling on university leaders to remove Wexner's name from campus facilities. We're using our platform to fight for what's right and to fight for accountability, said Rick Lucas, a nurse at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center and president of the Ohio Nurses Association. Lucas sent a letter to OSU President Ted Carter and the Board of Trustees on February 17th on behalf of several healthcare unions. It demands that they remove Wexner's name from all campus facilities. We have moral, ethical, and legal obligations as mandated reporters, said Lucas. Those are driving us to take this hardline stance that the hospital needs to drop the Wexner name. Wexner and Limited Brands Foundation donated, raised, or pledged nearly $200 million total to Ohio State before February 17, 2011. According to the university, a $100 million commitment in February of 2011 mainly went toward the Ohio State University Medical Center and the Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital. A university spokesperson said there is a naming review procedure. The spokesperson added that there are pending requests related to Wexner's name. To each request receives full consideration. Protecting vulnerable people is not optional, even when it's uncomfortable, even when the people that you're trying to hold accountable are rich and powerful, Lucas said. If the university does not remove Wexner's name by February 22nd, the union will be holding an informal picket according to Lucas. I hope that the name will get removed because that to me shows that the campus is in solidarity and is protecting these women and children. Mm-mm-mm. They said February 22nd. They are trying to protect the women and children who went through this bullshit. ABC reached out to Wexner's attorneys and asked for a response to the demands from nurses and students. The story will be updated when a response is received. Les Wexner, you should petition to have your own name pulled. That's why I say they don't give a shit. They shouldn't have to do all this. Les Wexner should say, hey, take my name off. Just take my name off. Take my name off. Do the noble thing, Les Wexner, and have your own name removed. Tracy said they just washing money. Let's go to the chat. Tracy said they just washing money. Elise says Trump will start a war to get the Epstein files out of everyone's mind. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And even then, one good thing I saw yesterday, though, I don't know if y'all saw it. Well, they released ex-Prince Andrew after 11 hours. I don't know what the heck they asked this guy, but look at his face. This is his face after they released him. Now, for those that listening on audio version, you can't see this picture, but this is a picture of Prince, the former Prince Andrew, right after they released him. It looked like he's seen a fucking ghost. He looked like he ready to tell on everybody. People magazine, ex-Prince Andrew seen for the first time since arrest, released after 11 hours in custody. Andrew Windsor was arrested on February 19th, his 66th birthday, on an allegation of misconduct in public office. The former Prince Andrew was seen for the first time since his arrest. Andrew left the police station in Norfolk after spending approximately 11 hours in custody on his 66th birthday. Happy birthday, Andrew. The Dame Valley Police issued an updated statement confirming the release of a man in his 60s from Norfolk. The arrested man has now been released. Look at that fucking face. Man, he about to tell on so many people. Y'all, look at his face. You can't tell me that Andrew ain't about to start telling. That boy has seen a ghost. They must have been questioning him. They must have pulled out so much evidence. He said, shit. Police added that their searches in Norfolk had concluded, but searches in Berkshire, where Andrew's former home of Royal Lodge is located, were still underway. The BBC reported earlier in the day that Andrew's homes were being searched. Around 8 a.m., local time police officers arrived at Wood Farm in Norfolk, located in King Charles Estate, where Andrew recently moved after being forced to surrender the lease on Royal Lodge. Andrew was arrested for suspicion, which we all know. But this is, if you ain't seen nobody that's seen a ghost, like they saying in the comments, our children deserve justice, man. They do. And it ain't always about Diddy. As we all see, Diddy was just someone who got caught in a big way. But as we see, it's about 1,000 Diddies out there in this industry. And the real creepy part about it is it's global. This is a global problem. All the freaks meeting at the top, all the predators, the top of the pyramid, all the freaky stuff going on up there. Now, Diddy's ass locked up. When we gonna lock up the rest of these predators? Prince Andrew is about to spill the beans. He about to spill the beans. Let me show that face one more time. That is the face of someone who's about to spill the fucking beans. Where is that damn picture? This a picture. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, here you go. That boy about to talk. Tracy said, Andrew is taking the fall for Epstein. And Diddy taking the fall for the industry. Sure did. Well said, Tracy. I'm just waiting for the U.S. I'm just waiting for the U.S. to do their thing. We see Europe, UK, we see overseas holding people accountable. Let's see if the U.S. could do the same thing. Well, I guarantee you this. One thing about the Flow Show No Filter, which is every Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. live on my YouTube channel, Flow Daddy Flow. Or if you can't catch us live, we always on Apple and Spotify 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just look us up, the Flow Show No Filter podcast. One thing about us, we going to continue to talk about this shit, and we're going to continue to call out people, call out politicians, call out the elite, call out the celebrities, and until we get all the justice that we asking for. And that's all we can do. I want everybody to enjoy their weekend. Stay safe. Protect the kids.
Swine.
It's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tap in. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Giving you these thoughts, views, and opinions, making sure backsides covered, no diddy. Shout out to the Wake and Bakers and the Coffee Crew. From YouTube to Spotify, I love all my subscribers. Can't forget about the trolls in the comments. Thank you for putting extra eyes on the content. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in. Yeah, it's the Flow Show. No filter. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, tap in.
And as always, I love y'all. I love y'all.
Swine.
But I'm out.